Hi everybody! Today's pick card offers you 5 choices. All cards will be from an Alana Fairchild deck, but I'm not giving you any stones or charms or even number placards to choose from. Just tap into your intuition in whatever way you usually do that. And if you're not feeling confident that you'll ever do that, then let's just put it this way. Guess and know that you will be choosing the right one for you. If the first card you get doesn't seem to be a good fit, go ahead and try another pile. And hopefully my little blather here has given you time to choose which one you want. We're going to get started with pile number 1. You picked a card from Sacred Rebels, and it is called Sacred Fool. The Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated to or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This oracle heralds a time, now or imminent, when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says to you, don't try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think about what you're doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat while doing so, fine. The sacred fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been, because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The sacred fool in you trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in the radical spontaneity of life. So the sacred fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heartstrings, not into fear and doubt by the controlling machines of mass media. This oracle brings you a message. It's time for you to play. It's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved, unscripted way. The more bizarre, left of field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This might not feel safe or appropriate at first. That's okay. That is good, actually. It is a sign that you are breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It's time to move beyond them now, because a bigger life adventure is calling to you. This is wonderful news. It is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so that you become the conduit through which miracles and crazy wild synchronicity can occur. You are becoming more electric. You are more plugged into the apparent randomness of life. Apparent because there is a refined intelligence behind it all. The sacred fool goes with this without having to understand any of it, which is good. Trying to access even one genuine glimpse of life's unfathomable genius would probably make one's head explode. As you take this journey, you may find that people around you are challenged. You might unintentionally cause them to rethink the way they live their lives. They may question whether the way they are living is the only way for them or even the best way. At first, they may react rather than take responsibility. The sacred fool in you doesn't engage with this. It is what it is, and it rises and falls as it will. It doesn't stop you from your merry dance of unconventional being. If you find yourself making choices that have others questioning your sanity, then you are right on course. You may feel that you are quite possibly going insane, but you are not crazy. You are just approaching enlightened awareness. There is a moment, sometimes a rather long one, when we wake up to life, shed our attachment to mass opinion, and float in a completely different state of being. We might find that no one is really able to understand or connect with us to the point that we question our state of mind. Stay with that. It will pass. You will eventually see that you are becoming sane in an insane world. The tablets will turn, and you will gain great inner freedom and creative juice. Stay on your path. Stay on the journey. Remember to take nothing too seriously, and it will all work out. Choice 2 brings you 2 cards from Love Your Inner Goddess, because these cards are shorter than the others, and I didn't want choice 2 to be shortchanged. The first card is Moonchild. You have an opportunity to manifest something that you want very much. The divine wants to bless you with assistance to bring a cherished dream to life. Begin by admitting the true desires of your heart. Then you will need to let go of control as you trust enough to let it happen. You'll know when you are really doing this because you'll feel scared at first. You'll wonder if it's okay to surrender quite so much. It is. Ask for what you want and need without any shame, guilt, or hesitation. Then relax and allow the universe to do its thing. Your heart has a special spiritual power which you can access through prayer. Prayer means speaking from the heart to the divine. For you, the divine might be an unconditionally loving and all-powerful being, such as the universe or spirit. You may like to choose a deity from a religious tradition, even if you don't belong to that religion, such as God or Mother Nature. The divine doesn't mind who or what you pray to, so long as you feel a peaceful, unconditionally loving connection between the divine and your heart. When you pray, you activate the heart and stimulate a portal of healing. The heart knows how to gain closure on emotional, psychological, physical, and spiritual levels, showing you the way through unknown transitions and leading you faithfully to the light of a new day. Your heart also knows how to receive blessings from the divine. Divine blessings can help you in endless ways, and the divine always knows exactly what you need and when you need it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to speak from your heart about whatever matters to you right now. Nothing is too small or too big for the divine to help you figure out. Ask, and you shall receive. And the second card is called Earth Goddess. To live the dream, we have to surrender the fantasy. This can be painful. It feels like the end, when in fact it is the beginning. Once the pain passes, there is the joy of what we have yearned for coming to life. It may not be as perfect as the fantasy, but it will be real, and it can nourish us. We can build our appetite for life with dreams, but we cannot be fed by them. The soul requires real life experience to become fully alive, to have experiences and grow. There's a fantasy that wants to become reality for you. Don't let a few gritty moments or human imperfections prevent you from experiencing the joy of heaven on earth. You have beautiful dreams and wonderful visions of what life could be. It is not enough to imagine them. You want to live them. This is exactly how you are meant to feel. For that to happen, you must practice feeling grounded, taking practical earthly steps one at a time to bring your dreams to life. The universe will send so much help your way, but you are the one who must take the steps. Spirit cannot do that for you. Even if you're not sure how your biggest, boldest dreams can come together, you can still ask yourself, what is it that I can do now? Sometimes it will be an obvious action that you can take, and sometimes you will need to pray and meditate and ask for the way forward to be shown. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, rest and wait for your intuition to nudge you when the time is right to take action. Remember, you are an earth goddess. You have the power to manifest your visions, to bring your beautiful ideas to life in the world. This is what you are here to do. Remember to love yourself enough to recognize your creative power and use it joyfully each day. If you picked choice number 3, your card is from the Rumi Oracle deck, and it is called Passion of the Wild Red Mother. Bring me your unreasonableness, your insanity, your love without reason, and your passion. The passion that makes you crazy and shoos all logical restraint from your mind. Leave your ordered thoughts, sensible plans, and appropriate attire at my door. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. Come drum with me as I place feathers in your hair, and we honor the spirits of animals, of your animal nature too, wild and free as you are in truth. Stick your tongue out and growl at those who try to tame you with guilt, shame, and fear. Do you think I give a damn for any of their silly games? Those games of reason and logic? Of course you should do it this way, they say. It makes sense. But I care not for what makes sense. I care for what brings you alive. You, O blazing angel, are being invited by the wild red mother to participate in a dance of divine passion. You may be an activist, a poet, an advocate for justice, or a writer, content in your own world of dreams. Or perhaps you are a healer, devoted to the liberation of the suffering of others, and hungry to commune with ancient wisdom. Perhaps you are all of these, or some other exquisite amalgam of holy energy and form. Whatever your nature, there is passion in your heart, a fire for something more powerful than fear that can become the fuel for your life journey, if you accept the invitation of the wild red mother, of course. This is the invitation to lay aside despair, to lay aside doubt in the capacity of the human heart, even your frustration and impatience. It is time to to quit whipping yourself and others, no matter how noble the intention behind the whip may be, and start dancing instead. Will you join the wild red mother in her exuberant play? You can choose to lead through joy, to heal through love, to transform suffering into what it is meant to be, the crucible through which ecstasy reveals itself. You do not have to analyze, to stay in the throes of process and ordered stages. You can just choose this passionate path now if you wish. You are ready. It is open to you. Will you accept? It takes a great spirit, one with much practice of studied rebellion, to be ready to cast off the shackles of society from a place of loving defiance rather than fearful anger, and to playfully say to the world, I have tasted your stale bread and underdeveloped wine, and have had quite enough now. I decline your offer to gorge upon such lesser fruits. I prefer to feast upon bread hot and fresh, and wine that is mouth-filling and unctuous, from a small berry in order to heal, toward a larger and more luscious experience of life as a divine embrace. Yes, sometimes the divine lover, in all enthusiasm for the sport, bites you too hard or grabs you with so much desire that a bruise remains. However, the passion behind such fervent embrace can leave you begging for more life, for more of that boundless love, even when it knocks you on the head while grabbing for you. This is possible when you give up on judgment of what is good and what is bad, on what is apparently spiritual and what is not, and when you just realize everything in your life is leading to love. Whether through caress or slap, the divine lover is seducing you. If you can accept this, you can certainly give yourself permission to love what you love, to live how you wish to live, and to forget about holding yourself back because some choices make sense and others, supposedly, do not. With a daring and bold love for life that will not be quashed, the wild mother speaks to you now. You can choose passion over fear time and time again. So I invite you to paint the whole world red with me, with passionate nature. Let us laugh and change the world. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is a big cosmic yes. It is also an invitation to let go of suffering and struggle, not with regret or shame, but with gentle acknowledgement that it has had its purpose. It now has a bigger purpose, that of passion, which calls you to engage in the embrace of life with more abandon than ever before. Now is the time to let go of belief systems and needing to know. It is time to trust in the beating of your own heart and in the people, places, and experiences that truly move you, whether it makes sense or appears to be logical or not. The oracle also brings you guidance. You have divine permission to do something ridiculous, be it ridiculous in your own mind for your age or career path, or some identity or version of yourself you or another hold. The more ridiculous or inappropriate it seems, the more it moves you from your heart without rhyme or reason, the better. This is not about hurting people or behaving without moral code. It is not about childish indulgence and questionable justification for letting the ego misbehave. It is not about the ego at all. The wild red mother eats the ego for breakfast. This guidance is about listening to the truth of your heart and allowing your soul to throb with aliveness, making that more important than any restriction, opinion, judgment, or fear the mind yours or that of others, could someone. If you chose number 4, your card is from Crystal Mandala Oracle, and it is acceptance. We bring you the gift of acceptance. Rather than encouraging a situation to remain the same, the gift of acceptance empowers you to move through an experience, uncovering the opportunity for personal growth and spiritual development that may be at first hidden behind a challenging set of circumstances. Resistance prevents you from being able to see the truth and grow through the opportunities that life brings to you. Acceptance is necessary for you to be present rather than in resistance. When you are present, you can see what is happening more realistically, and you become able to respond to it with awareness. Then you shall grow and obtain more power and wisdom through that process, while you also become capable of receiving the divine assistance that will come to help you through any difficulty. Even if a situation seems challenging, your acceptance is the key to transforming it. It brings relief to your heart. It empowers you to take the step forward on your spiritual path that life is presenting to you. Through that step, new opportunities will arise. When you trust that no matter what appears to be, it is safe to trust that life is supporting you to manifest your divine potential, acceptance becomes easier and feels more natural and more joyful. It can seem like self-preservation to resist a situation that appears to be unpleasant or undesirable. It might be a relationship that cannot grow with you and must therefore end, lest you both end up hating each other and destroying any good feeling between you. Or it could be an opportunity that seems to be denied to you, yet you are sure it would be a perfect step for you on your divine life journey. No matter whether the situations in your life seem to be supporting you, or whether the timing of life seems to coincide with the timing you think would be best for the unfoldment of your dreams, it is safe to accept what is happening. The universe only ever closes a door to you if it would not lead you to where you most need to go. Sometimes acceptance can seem foolish, as though surely you must fight for what it is you want. It is true that you will need courage and determination to walk your path and overcome obstacles in life. To grow requires strength of body, mind, and spirit. Yet there is a difference between fighting against life and growing through the challenges it presents. Without trust, you may end up putting energy into fighting against the very situation trying to help you. It is wiser to accept what is happening and then ask, how can I best respond to this? Acceptance doesn't mean you give up the fight. It means you learn to fight from the heart, to grow with trust in life's guiding hand, rather than pushing against it or biting the proverbial divine hand that feeds your soul. When a situation seems to be working against you, you can be sure there is information you cannot see as yet. There is a bigger picture, and in some way, what is happening is serving you lovingly to fulfill your divine destiny, without exception. With trust, you can continue to take the journey, even if the full understanding of why something is the way it is eludes you at that moment. The understanding of how something is helping you, even if at first it seems to be a hindrance, may come to you or not. You may come to fully understand the mysterious workings of divine love in your life over time, or it may never really make sense to you. Your choice is either to accept that life loves you, even when you don't understand what is happening, or to live in distrust and fear. Acceptance enables you to live from a loving place, with more peace in your heart and more power to grow and evolve through your life journey. If you have been through a difficult time, suffering or working very hard, trying to obtain results or break through a challenge, this oracle brings you a message to soften your heart and loosen your grip on what you are hoping to achieve. It doesn't mean you need to give up. Far from it. Rather, the oracle suggests that if you relax and accept where you are at, with all that you have accomplished thus far, and even the challenge still ahead, you will move through it with less reactiveness and more conscious awareness and constructive choice. There is an easier way, and acceptance of what is happening now will help you realize that you deserve this. Relax and allow yourself to receive it according to divine grace and compassion. For choice number 5, the card is from Lightworker Oracle, and the card is Divine Talents. You are a talented soul. Over many lifetimes, you have developed your spiritual abilities to channel higher awareness, attract healing energy, and radiate light to uplift the consciousness of those around you. Your divine talents are many and uniquely expressed through you. Your talents do not have to resemble those of another to have their own inestimable value. Do not be afraid to use them. Divine talents are a way in which the universe reminds us of what we are here to do. Divine talents are unlimited. They include the ability to channel spiritual guidance and healing energy, to perceive clairvoyantly, and be psychic and empathic. Other spiritual talents are the ability to release earthbound spirits, earth healing techniques such as working with energy grids, as well as healing ability with crystals and the many and varied technologies of light. There are other spiritual talents too. These include writing, performing, sound healing, dancing to awaken awareness, creating art, photography, or divinely inspired tools and jewelry. Cooking food that heals body and spirit is a spiritual talent, as are the abilities to bring people together, to offer comforting and inspiring words at the right time, to help others overcome fear and feel more at peace in the moments of importance, and more. You could use your divine talents in your career as a healer, in your work in the corporate world, or in your stay-at-home role as a parent, helping to raise more conscious, secure, and empowered children in a world that is in desperate need of strong, spiritually grounded leaders for the future. You can use your talents to create a vocation that truly inspires you and brings your light to the world. You can use them in the line at the grocery store. The point is that you use them. This oracle comes to you with a message. You have spiritual talents, some of which have been developed in other lifetimes and will simply and suddenly spring back to life, as if from out of the blue this lifetime. Others need a little more attention, patience, and effort to be brought to life in the world. Sometimes there is fear in sharing talents. You may have a subconscious or a very conscious past life recollection that involves shame, isolation, ridicule, fear, or even torture or death as a response to you sharing your talents for healing and helping others. Maybe you fear your spiritual talent will not allow you to meet your material needs, or that others will reject or deny your talent, even if you know it to be authentic and helpful. Or perhaps you need to acknowledge your talents yourself. Believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in your capacity to use those talents in a constructive, healing way. Keep developing your talents until your own unique expression comes to life. Don't give up in the early and possibly awkward stages, dismissing your abilities as less than those of another. Trust that there is something very real and worthwhile in you. Do not dismiss or diminish your potential. Treat yourself as an investment worthy of development. Give yourself a chance. Enough time, attention, and practice to discover what you are really capable of. The universe knows. Soon you shall also. This oracle reminds you to do what makes you happy, to chase your sacred bliss and express yourself in the world via the unique and special abilities that the divine has bestowed upon you. When you follow what you love, you are on your life path, and you shall succeed, beloved.